Caution came out, and then it came out because of the 99 right here. Randy Osmer blows an engine and then causes an incident as those guys try to get around him. You see the 02 Andy Seiss, Cody Roball with a 7, Will Rogers in the 52, and there's Gus Dean with a 32, but he's made repairs and remained on the lead lap.
Rogers, though, has not been able to get back out there. Same for Cody Roball. And then some contact on pit road for the driver who had dominated the race.
He made a little bit of contact with Bobby Gerhardt. It cost him some position. Ooh.
And a big crash, spinning, turning, the 33 of Daniel Sassnitz. Caution number 3 at Daytona.
Big
impact.
impact.
Can try to find out what happened.
Looks like they just get seized up. Looks like the 63 of Dave Mater III gets into the back of the 33 and turns him around. That's what's going to send him to the outside wall. They just kind of got bottled up a little bit on the inside, it looked like. And the farther back you go, the less time you have to react.
This is for Natalie Decker.
Whoa, really checked up.
Amazing. What a great job she did. You could hear her get out of the throttle. She had hardly any time to react.
That's impressive.
It certainly was. Pretty hard contact with the outside safer barrier for Sassnitz.
And what we saw from Natalie Decker, who's had a fast car, that's the detriment. That's one of the things that happens when you fall further back in the field. Running in the 20, she's 22nd right now.
Yeah, these guys were trying to avoid her as they got by the incident. You see a lot of damage to Ed Pompa's car as he makes contact with Andrew Belmont. The back of Bobby Gerhardt. Natalie's going to do the same thing, the accordion effect, and look how much damage it did to Natalie's car.
Catch up to the lead pack.
Well, there we go.
Huge wreck.
Core, Hauf, Lamastus, and Doza all involved. Semi-big one here at Daytona. Caution number 4.
The 98 of Hauf just didn't give him enough room there and squeezes him, and that's what causes this melee. Tom Hessert very fortunate along with Michael Self to get by on the inside.
So I think Gus Dean got out of that. He's still shown in 10th position.
There's another view of that initial contact between Gus Dean and the 8 of Chase Purdy. Hauf does a nice job avoiding the 32 of Dean right there, but they get down on the corner. Watch them squeeze right here, guys.
Just not enough room. And once the cars get attached, it's over.
See Leilani, that's her in the green car. She's going to make evasive action. You see the green and white car go by Michael Self. That was Tom Hessert above Michael Self. Leilani does a nice job driving by before they come down off the banks. Bobby Gerhardt getting through.
And here's Gus Dean's on board, and watch him squeeze through this. More damage possibly now to the right front of his car.
Thomas Prater getting by on the outside with that 9
backwards
car.
there in the middle with no help. Self in the green and white 15. Munter down on the grass. Will it stay green?
Great save by Leilani.
Trying to get out of the way as we come to the line with 2 to go. And they're wrecking. Holmes is going around and upside down. St. Smith around. A big one here at Daytona, but keep in mind, this is not the finish of this race. We will see a 1-lap shootout to determine this one. So another restart coming. And that's Holmes on his side. Thompson also comes to a stop, and multiple cars involved here on the final lap at Daytona.
Trying to help the 23, but he catches him in the right rear corner, and that turns him sideways. And I think he launched off the front of the 66 of Mark Thompson.
If it wouldn't have been for that incident, the outside line definitely would have had a shot at the win.
And I think you guys might be right. Sean Core is being shown on our scoring monitor in second, and he's lined up second under this red flag.
See, look at the momentum the outside lane had before that.
I'm not sure, though. It depends on.
Remember, it's not instantaneous. I mean, it's not. The caution flag's going to come out as soon as they can, because they know the damage is severe enough that we need a caution flag. As you see, Brett Holmes sliding down driver's side.
That's going to be close because Core definitely had the momentum and it was on his way. From that angle, it looks like he is ahead of.
It does.
I think
Gregson.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure does.
And then Purdy is up there. And Zane Smith almost was ahead of it, and he got hit on the rear quarter.
Yeah, Dave Mader the third made hard contact with Zane Smith. Dave Mader was doing a nice job. We haven't talked a whole lot about him. He's a former winner here in the series back in, what, 91?
Correct.
He won a race at Michigan. He was a Snowball Derby winner in 1978.
On board with Gustine.
Yeah, he was trying to pedal the throttle to try to get out from that situation.
Riley Herbst just had a few close calls tonight.
Both those cars in front of him involved in the incident. Let's see how Riley gets through here.
Looks like he takes a wild ride through the grass.
He dodged two of them. Didn't spend too much time on the grass, though.
Did a great job. This is going to be a great view right here. Look at everybody going down to the grass. That's Thomas Prater, that yellow and black car that went through the grass a little bit, and then we saw Riley Herbst go through the grass.
Prater came out of that scored in the 6th position.
Yeah, you see Riley Herbst is pushing the 32. Really, Gustine, we heard him trying to get out of the throttle, but he's being pushed from behind. Just made contact with the wrong spot on that 32. And look how far underneath the 32, the 23 that Gustine goes. Michael Self going through there. There's Tom Hessert, the 55, going through there. There's the contact from Dave Mader.
Big impact.
He was fastest in practice here on Thursday.
Yeah.
He was really enjoying his weekend.
I'm not sure there was a happier person in the garage area than Dave Mader.
So this is all in the backstretch going in, heading towards turn 3. Look at the visual of those sparks.
It's amazing.
And
it's going in 3.
Creed on the bottom side.
Big.
Purdy is going around hard into the wall. Car goes with him. Caution. And we'll try again.
Michael Self, Willie Mullins are the first 2 cars to get through there.
Here. Creed on the bottom, Core on the top.
Nobody to blame here. These guys are just doing all they can do to be pushed. You see the 28 get pushed sideways, and then the 43 of Core and the 8 of Chase Purdy make contact. The 43 takes the 27 up into the outside wall. You see Michael Self go by relatively unscathed from this incident anyway.
Chase Purdy got tight on the bottom. You could see he didn't have any air on his nose, and he just couldn't keep it down there and got into the outside lane.
He didn't have any air on his nose because his nose was up underneath the back of the 28 car.
And you have to do that if you want to win the race, but you can see it here.
This is on the middle of the backstretch.
Bumper to bumper, gets tight.
You can see how much higher his nose was there with no air on it.
And once cars get together, it's over.
Thomas Prater, Brett Hires, the 06 and the 9. There's Brad Smith making contact with the 06. There's Riley Herbst, the NOS car on the right.
I think we're going to need to count the cars that haven't made contact.
Yeah, exactly. Travis Braden's on board. Nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go.
On board with Natalie Decker.
She gets a good job. I'm sure Eddie DeHaan, her spotter's talking her through this. She gets through on the bottom now. Looks like the track's blocked in front of her. Brad Smith's going to go down there, pass her, and hit somebody.
She still did a good job getting through.
What an amazing job she did getting through that. Looks like maybe at the very instant she might have got hit from behind.
So this is Riley Herbst on board with his. He's had one of many that's had an eventful night. Just about everyone has.
I think he was going to be okay till Brad Smith ran into the 06.
This might give us a better look at Sheldon Creed, who almost got out, tried to hang on to the spin, and then I presume just went through the grass.
Yeah, spins down through the grass. If he kept that car going, though, and kept it rolling, and is going to restart in the 4th position. Then he still has
For the
a
most
shot.
famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, founder and chief executive officer for Big Machine Label Group, Scott Borchetta.
On behalf of Advanced Auto Parts and Big Machine Records, drivers, start your engines!
The top groove become the preferred.
Oh, 42.
You're all right. Hold on to it. Hold on to it.
Oh,
There was something wrong with that car that came off turn
being
4.
loose through the tri-oval.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so,
good
yeah, he
grief.
looked like he had a run, and he tried to step out. And when he did, the back end just really came around.
I tell you, but he saved that car.
Oh,
that takes an incredible amount of talent to be able to save. He had to.
Jamie
Trouble.
McMurray
Trouble.
in the wall. Caution.
Up front damage.
Squeeze to the inside. Yeah, just barely clips that left rear quarter. That's all it takes, really, to get the car turning around. Hard to say if Kurt Busch's car got a little bit tight as he got there and it just would pull down and get all the way underneath Jamie McMurray, or
I almost think the air. I mean, I'm looking at the left rear corner of that one car right there. I don't see any wheel mark or anything. It's almost like the air pushed him around, like he was a little loose, and it just turned him.
yeah, if they touched, it was barely.
Riding with Kevin Harvick.
Give me your again. Clear low if you need it. Whatever you need here, watch him. Watch it one. Watch it one. Keep coming.
Down to the apron, up to the wall.
He's got to run on the 48, Jimmie Johnson.
I think.
Oh, Johnson gets turned.
Not again.
Keep digging.
Kyle Busch into Larson into Johnson. And for what, the 7th year in a row, Jimmie Johnson will crash out of the clash.
Except to Jimmie Johnson,
Bam.
gives him a little shove,
And that
and
just,
that just turns him.
Turned him.
And, you know, the front nose on these Camaros is very pointed and doesn't really line up great to the rear bumper, even of other Camaros. That's going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on through speed weeks.
That was a pretty hard shot he gave. You know, that was it was harder than a bump.
Well, the aerial view should show the contact.
Great heads-up move by Kurt Busch to take that push from the 42 of Larson.
Here comes Kyle in the 18 with a big head of steam on Larson.
Oh, they're coming fast.
They all get together at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would have mattered the way that those bumpers are shaped or not. That was a big hit to the rear bumper of Jimmie Johnson.
Really was, yeah. It takes so little.
Flash, we didn't see it until the end. The last lap didn't affect the winner, but it affected people like Jimmie Johnson for the 7th straight year in this event. He has wrecked out. Also, Kyle Busch caught up in that as well. Michael Waltrip, Chris Myers riding along with Austin Dillon.
And check out Austin. He hops to the bottom and the lane opens up and he's able to slide through this mess. Look how close it is, but he's able to make it. Guys behind him couldn't get through that hole.
And then Martin Truex Jr. looking on board with his Toyota Camry.
Yeah, in this position as a driver, you can't really see what's developing. Martin didn't like what he saw. He got off the gas. Looked like he had a chance to slow up, but then got loose down in the mud and crashes his number 78 car.
So we counted as many as 6. Everybody, the early indications are okay. The cars could be another story, but